AllTrails lists Black Elk Peak Loop as a #1 hike in South Dakota. This rating is based on how other hikers have rated the trail. So join us as we trek up to see what all the fuss is about and explore some other trails so that we could judge for ourselves. From learning to traveling adventures, subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit the little bell icon to be notified when I upload a video every Wednesday. Hey friends! We recently did the Black Elk Peak Trail in the Black Hills National Forest of South Dakota, and we just wanted to share our experience with you in case you're interested in doing this trail yourself or if you just wanted to come along for the hike. There are lots of options for starting points for the Black Elk Peak Trail. So I chose the Sylvan Lake Trailhead because I thought it was the only trailhead for this trail, but also it was relatively close to us where we were staying in Rapid City.
Yeah, you pretty much take Mount Rushmore Road and you go through like a city or two, and then there's a couple turns and you're in Custer State Park.
The entrance fee was $20 for a 7-day pass, which we did end up using because we did the Black Elk Trail, and then that was enough for one day.
And we probably could have done more, but 8 miles is enough for a day. And we did some other like little exploring around the lake first day as well.
The credit card machine was kind of slow, but it's probably because you're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it'd probably be better to bring cash. That thing took probably about 20 minutes to print the pass.
The parking lot was completely full when we got there at 10:30 on a Sunday, but there is an extended parking lot area that's not on Google Maps yet. I'm sure it will be, but it is on AllTrails for some reason.
Yeah, it was very busy. There was a wedding going on. It's probably part of the reason.
Along the trail there aren't any toilets, so make sure you go ahead of time.
There's actually 2 right near the parking lot. One is nice and new, and then you cross this little bridge and there's a not so nice one. So, just in case you need an extra one.
So, there's one as we were coming back.
You cross the little Devil's Tower parking lot and there's a bathroom there, but it's like less than a mile from the other bathroom, so don't use that one either.
The one in Sylvan Lake, I would say, is very maintained. It's well kept.
Yeah, and I think that one is not a compost one and the other 2 are, which if you know what that means, you don't want to use the compost one. Use the other one. It's nice.
The entire trail is well marked and well maintained, so it's very obvious where the right path is. From the parking lot, it's Trail 9, that's the actual beginning of the hike. AllTrail has this hike listed as a moderate, and I have to agree, there wasn't too much up and down. I wasn't constantly out of breath, and I didn't even have like the perfect footwear for it. I had previously gone hiking in these shoes in Santa Fe on the Adelia Mountain Trail, so I knew they were comfortable and acceptable enough for hiking. They're not super when it comes to ankle support or traction, but they were good enough for this hike, it turns out. So yeah, even with mildly acceptable footwear, I was able to make it to the top. Along the trail there are a couple benches to have a quick bite to eat.
Yeah, there's no potable water. There's a couple places with creeks and streams. As far as the trail goes, it was a pretty easy trail, I'd say, but because of the length, I think it would be more moderate. And there is quite a bit of elevation. It's never steep, it's never like a struggle to get up, but lots of elevation. Yeah,
but they were all ages going up on this trail. So. Even with all the stopping and filming, it only took 2 hours and 20 minutes about to get to the summit, and then the complete hike took 4 hours and 47 minutes.
And that was with like a lunch break at the top. When you get to the peak, you can kind of explore around there. There's like a building up there and you can walk through it, of course, but then there's also just the kind of the mountains that you can walk around.
Black Elk Peak sits at 7,244 feet. And there are a couple of fun facts that I learned about the peak. One is that it's the highest point in South Dakota. 2 is that it's
the highest point east of the Rockies until you get to Europe.
The third fun fact is that the Granite Highpoint is a sacred place, especially for the Sioux Native Americans. Sioux, S-I-O-U-X. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. When we started the hike, we didn't know really where we would end up. So off in the distance, occasionally we would see this tower, this castle-looking tower. And Austin kept saying like, oh, I want to go there, I want to go to the castle. And I said, no, we're not going to a castle, we're going to Black Elk Peak. And guess where we ended up? Is this it? What?
It's the castle. Which is actually a small lookout tower.
It actually used to be a fire lookout tower. Once you get up there, it's windy and chilly, so don't forget to pack a jacket. This trail also included a little portion of Little Devil's Tower Trail, which we couldn't do that day, or I didn't want to do that day.
I wanted to do it, but we decided it'd be better to split it up.
So we did come back the next day to do Little Devil's Tower, as well as Cathedral Spires.
Cathedral Spires Trail
Was so short. I feel like we started it and, and then it ended.
It's less than a mile to the spires. I really enjoyed that trailhead though, and that hike up.
Midway through the short trail, you can just come back on your way back up to the trailhead, but then it
splits up into trail number 4, which you could end up going to Black Elk Peak if you take one way, or you go to Little Devil's Tower the other way, which is what we did. And that was a really cool hike as well. Little Devil's Tower was another cool kind of high point with nice views. And it has some cool little like climbing spots where you have to like squeeze through. It's not difficult, but like.
I really enjoyed climbing on the rocks just because it makes me feel agile, like Spider-Man or.
It does, yeah. It's a little more challenging than like some of the Black Elk Peak stuff as far as like climbing goes or hiking goes. It's not real climbing, but there's some like scrambling up rocks type stuff.
Like Spider-Man. It was quite a ways to actually get to the start of the South Point. We passed this Coolidge General Store, and as we were driving past, I saw some people on picnic tables eating soft serve ice cream. And Austin had been requesting soft serve ice cream for a couple of days already.
I had a craving for it. I don't know why.
So we went inside, and the kitchen was closed, which is where the soft serve was being served. He almost convinced me to not ask the lady at the front desk to see what was going on with the soft serve ice cream. Does this look like a sad Austin to you?
She stacked it up like big as your face, soft serve ice cream.
Would highly recommend. After we were done with Black Elk Peak, we planned to take the Iron Mountain Road Drive, which our friend Brent told us about. It's this 17-mile scenic drive through the area. There was a buffalo, there was a couple of deer, and these really cool bridges called pigtail bridges.
They were like really nice wooden bridges, and then they were called pigtails because they curlied under themselves. There's these tunnels cut out of the mountain all up in that area, and there's 2 of them that like outline Mount Rushmore. It's a great view of it, I think. It's a great way to see it. It's off in the distance, but it's just very scenic.
And then on the drive there's a lookout point, and there is this small structure that has a directional points for points of interest. 0 is Mount Rushmore. And then Harney Peak. Hey, they need to rename it here.
Yeah.
12.
Black Elk Peak.
Is Black Elk Peak Trail the best trail in South Dakota? According to AllTrails, Yes. According to me, also yes.
I mean, we can't just say that. We haven't been on every single trail. But from the trails that we went on, it was the best trail. All the trails in that area were super cool. Highly recommend anything around the Sylvan Lake area. The Black Hills are beautiful. There's a lot of cool stuff up there.
Now you know a little bit more about the Black Elk Peak Trail, so you can decide for yourself if you'd like to make the hike. I've also got some videos on great trails in Oregon, New Mexico, and Arkansas if you're in those areas.
Thanks for watching, and smash the like button.
Make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Bye!
Bye.
Black Elk Peak lies at
Start over. I didn't know it was called the Woman Killer. I mean, that could be a good name, but not in this case. Some call me the Lady Killer. I might sneeze.
Okay.
3, 2. I didn't sneeze.
Is the wind gonna blow or what? It worked. Okay.